That's all for this edition of Dateline, and don't forget to check out our Talking Dateline podcast, in which we'll go behind the scenes of tonight's episode. Available Wednesday in the Dateline feed, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you again next Friday for our 2-hour season premiere at 9, 8 Central. I'm Lester Holt. For all of us at NBC News, good night.
NBC4 News at 11 starts with breaking news.
And that breaking news is from Highland Park, where an LAPD patrol car hit and killed a person on a skateboard. There's still a big presence out there. Eliana Moreno overhead for us in News Chopper 4. Eliana.
And Carolyn, this of course is going to be a lengthy investigation. It's actually already been underway here for the last several hours since this happened at 7:30 tonight here on Figueroa with across of Avenue 43. Now, there were 2 LAPD officers from the Northeast Division who were traveling in a marked black and white SUV with their lights and sirens on, responding to another call nearby when those 2 officers unfortunately struck a skateboarder who was riding in the middle of the street, and tragically that skateboarder lost his life. Now, that man had no identification on him, so at this point the LAPD doesn't really know who he was, but they can tell that he is in his late 20s to early 30s. The 2 officers on board were not injured, and as we said, this is going to be a lengthy investigation that is going to have Figueroa shut down in both directions here in Highland Park. That's latest from News Chopper 4. I'm Eliana Moreno. Back to you in the studio.
Eliana, thank you for that. We continue to follow developments from Sacramento, where someone opened fire at an ABC station. Police tell us at least 3 rounds hit the building. You can see the bullet holes in the glass just outside the lobby area. Now, people were inside at the time, but no one was hurt. This happened just after 1:30 this afternoon at KXTV, located near downtown Sacramento. The ABC affiliate is owned by the media company Tegna. There had been a protest outside that station yesterday regarding the decision to suspend Jimmy Kimmel Live. But police say it's unclear if this was a targeted or random attack. Again, no one injured, no one yet arrested. Now, this all follows rising tensions after ABC announced on Wednesday it was indefinitely suspending the talk show. More now from NBC4's Conan Nolan.
Protests outside the ABC offices in New York, and this afternoon for the second day in front of the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, the network's parent company. Supporters of suspended talk show host Jimmy Kimmel claiming that Disney caved to political pressure from the Trump administration in indefinitely taking Kimmel's late-night talk show off the air. At issue, this comment Kimmel made on Monday regarding the alleged assassin of political activist Charlie Kirk.
The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Brendan Carr, the president's new chairman of the FCC, said the remark was inaccurate to the point that it could jeopardize the broadcast license of the network and its affiliated stations.
These companies can find ways to change conduct, to take action, frankly, on Kimmel. Or, there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead. I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way.
That's right out of a mafioso coming into a bar going, nice bar you have here. It'd be a shame if something happened to it.
But among those criticizing Carr's statement, Republican Senator Ted Cruz of Texas, today on his podcast.
It's fine to say what Jimmy Kimmel said was deplorable, it was disgraceful, and he should be off air, but we shouldn't be threatening government power to force him off air. That's a real mistake.
But in subsequent interviews, the FCC chair said the TV crackdown is not over.
I don't think this is the last shoe to drop. Jimmy, just let me say, I stand with you and your staff 100%.
Overnight, Kimmel's fellow late-night hosts rallied behind him.
That is blatant censorship.
I don't know what's going on, and no one does, but I do know Jimmy Kimmel, and he's a decent, funny, and loving guy, and I hope he comes back.
On Air Force One, President Trump suggested punishing TV networks that air unfavorable coverage of him and the White House.
Maybe their license should be taken away.
Conan Nolan, NBC4 News.
The search for a missing toddler in Barstow has come to a tragic end. We've learned emergency responders found the body of the 2-year-old late this afternoon, more than 20 hours after he was swept away by floodwaters. The boy was with his father when their car was overturned by water. That's when both ended up in the water and became separated. The dad was rescued, but sadly, the toddler was not. We are expecting more thunderstorms toward the end of the weekend, and because of that, evacuation warnings are still in effect for several communities in the San Bernardino Mountains, including Forest Falls, Angeles Oaks, Seven Oaks, and Oak Glen. Mudslides tore through these communities after heavy rains pummeled the area. Neighbors affected by debris flow suffered big losses.
I wanted to save my dog, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm just really glad my wife and kids weren't here because I barely was able to save myself and get out.
I have no words. I can't even fathom what we're going to do. Every bit of our patio, which was a wraparound patio, is gone.
Emergency crews are still assessing the impacted communities. Right now, they know at least 6 homes sustained damage. And another hard-hit area we're talking about, Route 38, down from Big Bear Mountain. That road you can see here, it is closed all the way from about Rim of the World to just northeast here of Angeles Oaks. Now, last night at 11, we spoke live with 4 people who'd been stuck in their vehicles right about here for more than 8 hours. During our interview, though, they got some welcome news from Caltrans. Tell us what transpired.
Yeah. Sorry. The Caltrans is actually pulling up to her.
No. I'm here in about an hour and a half.
Hour and a half?
Yeah, we'll be out of here.
They're going to get us out.
But Joe and Cale Steele knew better than to get their hopes up.
We were told we were going to be helicoptered out in the morning. So,
yeah.
So we've had a lot of variations of what was going to happen.
And in fact, they didn't start moving back up the mountain till 4:30 this morning. A little bit disappointed they didn't get that free ride in the chopper.
Yeah, honestly, a tiny bit, yeah.
I mean, it's like, on one hand, it's like, do we need our truck? Yes. Free ride in a helicopter through the mountains? Like, okay, I'll take that.
With that giant hole that opened up on the way down the mountain, they knew that wasn't an option. But there was also a big job facing crews to clear the road heading back up.
There was just so much mud and debris. It took them probably like almost 5 hours to just to get a path that we could safely drive through.
No damage to their truck, but a sleepless night and just a single granola bar to share till they made it home 15 hours later.
I was so ready to go to bed. I scarfed down a piece of toast and just immediately passed out. So
I made a pot of coffee and had a bagel and went to work.
As for their newfound friends who joined them in the back of the truck for our interview last night, they headed to LAX this morning, hopeful they might be able to catch a standby seat for their missed flight to Spain yesterday. No word yet if they had any luck with that. Let's take you outside right now, a live look from our camera in Long Beach as we look ahead toward the weekend, but there are those pop-up showers to be aware of. Meteorologist Shauna Mendiola is here now with that for us. Shauna.
And Carolyn, we won't have to worry about that tomorrow, but as we get to Sunday, a little bit of a different story for your weekend. So we're looking nice and quiet right now. It's 68 degrees outside here in Los Angeles. Humid, though, feels pretty muggy out there. We've been seeing this humidity linger for the past few days and create that thunderstorm chance yesterday. Again, for Saturday, nothing here. We're just going to be looking at patchy fog to start with sunshine by the time we get to mid-morning. Temperatures in the 70s by the time we get to lunch, 80s as we head to the afternoon tomorrow. And again, a little bit cooler in terms of the forecast due to the fact that we've got some humidity in the air. So looking at satellite radar, nothing right now. We just had those high towering clouds earlier this morning and this afternoon. But this circle here represents an area of humidity. You might not see much here, but this is where we are going to get more of the chance of some thunderstorms this weekend, because once this arrives in SoCal, it's expected to move this way, it will create those chances along with the heat. So warm and muggy for Saturday as we head to Sunday and Monday. We do have a scattered chance of light showers, but even more of a chance on Tuesday. I'll break it down for you here coming right up. Back to you.
All right, Shauna, thank you. Well, the kid from Texas who has called LA home for the last 18 years is finally hanging up his glove. Dodger star Clayton Kershaw making the surprise announcement he is retiring at the end of the season. Olivia Garvey is just back from Dodger Stadium with a look at Kershaw's final home start. Olivia.
Yeah, it was a very special moment at Dodger Stadium today, a night. Kershaw is 37 years old, a lot of wear and tear on his body and a lot of injuries in the last few years. But despite all of that, Kershaw will go down as one of the best. But after 18 seasons in blue, he's hanging it up. Yeah, you can hear the roar from the fans. His wife and 4 kids in attendance. He knew exactly where they were. The 3-time Cy Young winner, MVP, 11-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champ. I mean, it just goes on. If you remember, in July, he became just the 20th pitcher in baseball history to reach 3,000 strikeouts. He's unbelievable. One of the greatest careers we've ever seen in baseball, and it's a career he's ready to say goodbye to.
There's so much I want to say. I think the only thing I can say right now is just thank you guys so much. Thank you for 18 years. It hasn't always been a smooth ride, but you guys have stuck with me. Thank y'all so much. We got another month to go.
I mean, yeah, they really have stuck by him, and we'll have those Kershaw highlights later on the Yamava NBC4 Sports Desk. Carolyn?
All right, Olivia, thank you. We'll see you shortly. NBC4's Macy Jenkins caught up with fans outside the park who got to see something truly special tonight.
What an electrifying moment these fans got to experience tonight. A sold-out stadium, a final pitch from the Claw himself, and a standing ovation in the middle of an inning as a thank you for 18 seasons of donning the Dodger blue.
I got the chills. I still have the chills. Just watching them, I mean, the emotions, you know, it's hard to see him leave, but he's leaving a Dodger, and that's what we all wanted.
222 wins, 3,000 strikeouts, 2 World Series championships, and tonight, Clayton Kershaw's last